Hey guys, so we are coming at you with Wheeze. He insisted on being in the video. I also just spit on myself. So we are finally doing the video that we promised you guys. We asked my tribe, my VonFrankenstein tribe over on Instagram, what they wanted to know about this guy's vasectomy. And we've been not putting off the video, but just like not making time to record it, I would say. And
I've
then
been busy working and stuff.
I've been a little busy. But anyway, so it kind of ended up being perfect timing because he actually just got the word yesterday from his doctor that he officially has no more sperm. Done deal. So we can talk about all these things, and we have all the info and all the insight now. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna dig right in. So these are all your questions. Don't think I'm making it weird. You guys fucking made it weird, but it's cool. I told you guys, like, as long as you're not blatantly being offensive about it, we're pretty open people. Like, things don't really offend our morals too often.
Right.
Yeah. Only if you don't love puppies. That's the only thing that offends our morals. Okay, so first question is, were you nervous before the procedure?
I suppose I was a little bit nervous before I started, like, doing research about it.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. How come? Because you thought it might
because
be...
my dad.
Oh, yeah, his dad had one, and he
Yeah.
acts like it's a death sentence.
Yeah, he basically said that he had, like, you know, balls of steel, like, you could, like, kick him in the balls.
Let's start
and
this
you
off
wouldn't
right
feel it.
by just selling dad out, like,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
My dad's a pussy.
We love you.
And then he said after it, he said the wind would change and it would bring him to his knees. So I was like a little nervous for that purpose because I was already sensitive in that area. So if it was going to make me more sensitive, I was a little concerned about that.
But then once you started like looking into it and then you were hearing other people's reviews, you were like, my dad's just like exaggerating or had a bad experience, and most people it's not like that.
Yeah, honestly, like the biggest thing was when I went in for the consultation, the doctor said that he had a colleague that actually performed his own vasectomy. So I figured if somebody could actually like do it to themselves, then it can't be that bad.
You probably would be the person that could do that.
I would definitely try it.
Okay. Next question is, and I feel like these kind of go together. We're also drinking so that Anthony can speak about this candidly. Mm-hmm. Was it awkward, and did you get a boner because you have all these random people like touching you and messing with your junk? So I feel like those two go together.
I think, yes, it was super awkward, and I did have 2 female nurses, and one of them was pretty attractive, but it's so awkward. Like, no, there's not even a chance that it was going to happen.
You know what I'm thinking of right now is the son-in-law, and he's like, you're giving me a semi. Okay, no semi. Now you guys know. You were, like, feeling awkward about it, though, yeah. Like, I remember when you went in for the consultation, you were just like, oh, my God. You were, like, nervous just about, like, taking your pants off and having people, like, all over you.
Yeah, because, you drop everything, and then
you know that's what they're going for.
Yeah, and he's just,
Shameless.
digging all in there. So.
All right. Second question is, how bad, I kind of lumped these together. How bad did it hurt, and was it invasive? Which I feel like you can answer this question by just kind of explaining what they actually did. Like, what did you feel?
Invasive? I mean, I guess it was invasive.
They cut you.
Cut my balls open.
Yeah. Didn't he say there was, like, a difference? Like, there was an X-Acto knife one and then some other option or something?
I don't know. Should I give, like, way too much information? Or?
Absolutely, too much information.
Okay, so he basically said there is a non-scalpel option, or there's a scalpel option.
Yeah.
He said basically, for the non-scalpel option, if you don't have very thick skin on your scrotum, then they basically just punch a hole through it, and they hook it and bring the tube out, cut it, tie a knot, cauterize it.
Did you make this face? This face I'm making. I'm hearing about it. Ugh. So that's what they did to you, right? They just like punched the hole. They didn't do the scalpel.
No, they cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tough balls.
No. He said he said that I have like relatively thin skin there, so I could definitely that
have
was an
done
option.
That. Yeah.
But he said he just generally does a scalpel because it's gives him more room to work. It's just easier, faster.
Yeah. Just make sure he gets the job done.
I'm sure if I was concerned with it, then
he would have done that.
I could have requested it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I probably would have.
You would have?
Yeah.
Because it just sounded less scary.
Oh, the scars are just pretty.
Oh, are they?
Gnarly, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know this. I'm learning so many things. I guess I need to go find out.
Not the scars so much. There's like a significant amount of scar tissue.
Oh, okay.
They don't really care what they do when they stitch it back up.
Yeah, like,
it's just all like folded.
Like,
and
no
hey,
offense,
good
but this
enough.
shit isn't pretty anyway.
Yeah. They're like, let's match wrinkles to wrinkles.
So when they were doing it, was it like really painful? Like in the heat of the moment?
Like, just from like going to the dentist and stuff, I think my body just has a pretty high tolerance to like whatever Novocaine or whatever's supposed to like.
Oh, like any kind of like
Any kind of like So they inject you. So you start off with like a Valium and Norco, I think. So like they want you to like relax beforehand, and then they give you a shot in that area.
Yeah, that to me sounds like it'd honestly be the least fun part because that's before you're numb.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I've never been squirmy about needles, so it was a needle. It was an injection.
A needle
like
in that area though.
It's all the same. I mean, it's a little pinch.
We have very different pain
pressure,
tolerances.
And that's it. So it wasn't bad, but I did kick around a lot. Like I was very uncomfortable. For the first.
So it wasn't that it was like super painful. It was just like lots of like. Was it just pressure? Like just discomfort?
Yes. I mean, like, any dudes out there? Imagine someone tugging on your testicle. It's just like it's not like a sharp pain, but it's just like, whoa, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
so,
definitely unfamiliar. And
so when I was like, I don't even know what the word is, but I was, tensing up a lot.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, are you in pain? And I was like, yeah. and so he just gave me another minute.
Like, what do you think?
Yeah, he gave me another shot, like just up the dosage a little bit.
Yeah.
And then gave me a few minutes, and then went back at it, and then it was fine. I really didn't really feel anything. There's a lot of hands down there.
Just too weird.
Yeah. So
it reminds me of those pictures they take to be like edgy, where it's like just like it'd be like me, but it'd be like 5 different hands like all over me. Like where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel worse day of or day after?
So the first like 2 or 3 days, I pretty much laid around icing the vicinity.
Yeah.
So I really didn't feel much pain at all. I even actually.
Yeah, it was only when you would like go too long without icing, you would complain that it was starting to hurt.
Yeah. So actually, our neighbor had some drama with her ex or whatever. So that. I was like changing her locks like the next day. So I was totally
that was pretty funny.
like I was up and mobile and totally able to work. I was just told that I shouldn't.
Yeah. They specifically said like plan to lay. He got it done on a Friday, and they were like plan to lay around all weekend long. But then he was like, I'm feeling fine, and our neighbor needs my help. It's no big deal. I can handle it. So then he goes and he does the job, and he comes back and he's like waddling a little bit, and he's like, I think that was like a little overzealous. Like I see why they said probably don't do anything.
Yeah. So as long as I was like.
Sedentary and
icing it. There was really like no discomfort or pain, and then.
Are you looking at my next question?
No, I already know. So I'm not going to fall into it because that's where I'm going.
Hey babe, what was the recovery time? And this was, I believe, I'm calling her out, Crystal's question, which is his personal friend. So, what was the recovery time? And did you have purple balls for a week after?
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks after. Yeah, purple, very, very much. Like it started out as, just like the incision area and then just kind of expanded to the whole area there. So yeah, very, very deep purple.
Yeah, and then how it was like that for a couple weeks, and then it was swollen as well, right? Like you were in pain for like a week or two, like to some extent.
So unfortunately, my first day back on a Monday.
Okay, he operates heavy equipment, for those of you who don't know. So, like, the thing that little boys want to do in construction when they grow up, that's his actual job. Looks fun, probably less fun in general, and a lot less fun when you have sore balls.
I was running a rock truck, and
that's the bounciest one.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have to be productive. You can't be like easy on the throttle when you're
getting your job done.
Yeah. So it was just like there was like 3 speed bumps that we had to go over, and like and
you're
then,
like no,
and then just like relatively like rough terrain that we're like cruising over. So it was just like bouncing all over. And that day I had the smallest truck that was also the oldest, so it had the worst suspension.
Do you think my dad did that on purpose?
Your dad didn't even know that I was like going over there. Steven had just called me and said, "Hey, I need you."
He's like,
How busy are you?
I know what we could do to ruin Anthony's day.
Yeah.
Give him this truck.
Yeah, so I would actually like basically like try and like prop myself up so that my
brace yourself.
butt wasn't actually in the seat anymore. So that first day back was a little rough, but the recovery, I don't know, probably like all said and done, like 2 weeks.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like I feel like it kept getting better and better every day, but I think it was like a solid 2 weeks before you were like feeling completely normal.
Yeah, I think
it
was
took
almost
that
like
long
3
for
weeks
the stitches to come out.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if it was any much longer though, because it was just like, I think I had like 2 weeks. I had my checkup and I saw stitches in. Little pieces had fallen out, but like the
bulk of it,
most of it was still in there. And then I think by like the 3rd week-ish, it had all fallen out and healed up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Like I said, except for a pretty good amount of scar tissue.
Yeah.
So it's weird lump.
Yeah.
And then, is there any more questions?
Yeah, infinite more questions.
Go ahead.
I was actually just thinking this is super random, but like because we have the microphone and we're sitting right next to each other, it's going to be disgustingly obvious that you're the quiet one and I'm the obnoxious one.
Well, that's why I moved it to my side so that hopefully it could like grab my voice a little bit more.
He knows. Thank God. Okay, what was my next question? What was the aftercare situation? Did you have to do anything other than just be a normal, clean, sanitary human?
Yeah, no, I think you were like not supposed to shower the first day or 2, and then you were supposed to use like Neosporin for those couple days, but then after that there was no more Neosporin. It was just
let it do its thing.
Yeah, wash yourself and stay clean, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. You're supposed to go in wearing.
Oh yeah.
Well, they said a jock strap, but...
And he was, like, in super denial. I was like, your paperwork says a jock strap. He's like, no, my doctor told me I can just wear tight underwear.
My doctor said so.
And so then it was there was a lengthy hunt for the proper tight underwear. As in, not old man tighty-whities was the challenge.
Yeah, I didn't want to rock the BVD.
Surprisingly hard to find something that's not just a plain tighty-whitey.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're a child.
Oh, yeah. Unless you want to buy little boy underwear.
Yeah, I really didn't think that I was going to fit into them. It was an option, though. Like, I contemplated
it was on the table.
Yeah, if I wanted to buy, like, a 6-pack of Ninja Turtle underwear, then...
why would you not want to do that?
Yeah.
Ew, how creepy would it look with us having no kids, and then we get a delivery of children's underwear?
I mean, I don't know, if we walk Diesel and like we're all 3 wearing them, I think it'd be
put
pretty
Diesel in the underwear with a hole for the tail.
Yeah, all 3 of us wearing them.
I think that'd be pretty lovely. How will people know if we're wearing them? Are we putting them over our outfit? Like...
No, we're just that.
Just that?
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, dear God. Okay, well, thank God we had a vasectomy and aren't reproducing because no one needs more of this. How much did it cost? I literally don't remember. Do you
$2,000.
Oh, good job. Well worth it. That was an easy one. Did anything funny happen before, during, or after surgery?
So before, what happened? I had like a recommended playlist for something.
No, so you said your doctor said something, like you put on music.
Oh.
See, something funny did happen. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, he said for when he's doing the procedure that he puts on a playlist, but I was welcome to bring headphones and just listen to that.
Listen to whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And what was his playlist? Anything exciting?
No, but we totally looked up like...
Yeah, so what happened was because of that, because he was like, I have a playlist I put on for everybody, which is super weird. When we got home, I asked my Von Franken tribe over on Instagram, like, what, if you were making a vasectomy playlist, what songs would you pick? And I'm just going to say there was a lot of AC/DC. Apparently they have a lot of songs about balls. That's pretty much, what I learned that day. What's the next one? Can you still get someone pregnant after a vasectomy?
Immediately after, yes.
Yeah,
they said it was like 30 ejaculations before you are more than likely shooting blanks.
Yeah, so basically, like, he got it done in April, like, end of April, and right now it's...
I think it was the end of May.
He got it done in the end of May, just as I said. and oh, yeah, because you went in April, and then they... Okay, this is another fun fact. Yeah. I don't know if this is California only or what, but when you go in, you have to wait 28 days after your consultation. 30 days? Man, I'm fucking up the story so bad, you guys. I hope you're not listening to anything I say. So you have to wait 30 days before the doctor can legally actually do the procedure, which is so weird. So, and people also asked a lot, like, not on here, but in real life, like, did the doctors hassle you? He's 35, I'm 32. Doctors didn't even ask anything about me existing or what my opinion was, and didn't question his choice.
He was super cool. Like, he didn't say anything, but I did actually inquire when I was much younger, like in my 20s. I asked a doctor about it, and they told me that nobody will ever even touch me until I'm at least 30 and have a couple of kids.
That's crazy.
So it is not like...
Yeah, I hear it's like...
If you're under 30, like, you're going to have to, like...
Find the right
pressure a doctor.
Yeah. So anyway,
also,
they make you wait...
My doctor, his name was Dr. DiOrio.
In case you need the hookup in California.
Either Long Beach or
Los
Alamitos.
Los
Alamitos.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they made him wait. He went in for the consultation in April, made him wait 30 days, got it done in May, which was in the middle of quarantine, so, like, thank God, they just did it anyway. And then now it's July, and he just got the, like, test done to make sure that he's shooting blanks. So
I also had no idea how busy reproductive centers are. Apparently a lot of people are still trying to have children right now.
Much unlike us.
Apparently a lot of people are making bad decisions right now.
Doing the opposite over here.
And paying good money for it. So I had to make an appointment. It wasn't just like, hey, I'm going to come in for my semen analysis. It was, hey, in a month, 2 weeks you can get your stuff tested. So
yeah. So it took, there was, like we said, they said 30 ejaculations, and so by the time, you know, there was this kind of big lapse in time before he finally got tested that, you know, it did its job. Yeah. Are the orgasms still as good, and any change in your sex drive?
Yes, they're still as good. I think, like, I kind of like the first few, I felt like might have actually been better.
Like right after you got it done?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But then I kind of feel like everything just becomes normal.
So it might still be better, but it's better normal, and you don't think about it as much.
Yeah. It also could have just been that I was so happy that it still worked.
I know. It's honestly that I'm so good. Like, my skill set is constantly increasing.
Just top notch.
Right? What can I say? You're welcome.
And then what was the other part of the question?
Any change in your sex drive?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Anything, be nice. Sometimes someone is not very PC, but is there anything that could have potentially changed your mind about having kids?
No.
What I'm thinking you were going to say, like, done. What I'm thinking your answer would be is like, yeah, if I accidentally got someone pregnant, then I guess my mind would be changed because it is what it is.
No.
But yeah, you didn't want... Yeah, I mean, you did think you wanted kids before we were together.
Yeah. So I didn't think there was much of an option. Like, that's just the thing that you do.
Yeah.
Like, you have kids. Like...
He's like the white picket fence guy. Like, you you grow up, you get a job, you get the house with the white picket fence, and you have your dog and your cat and your 2.5 children. And that was just like life, right?
Yeah.
And then
3.75 kids.
And then when we started dating 12 years ago, I told him right away, not right away, but pretty soon after we started dating, like, hey, just so you know, I'm not having kids. So if you want to have kids, like, more power to you. That is not something I will be doing. And then you said it kind of like clicked, like, oh, that's like a choice that people make.
So then we had one.
Yeah, so then we had this beautiful
there he is.
fur baby. He
Look at
looks like he hates his life right now. And then we tortured this baby by rescuing him. Yeah, so he, like, this basically, it seemed like the second I mentioned that I'm not having kids and then you realized not having kids was an option, you were like, oh shit, I never even really wanted that.
I was like, shit, sweet. Yeah.
Score!
Never liked those little fuckers anyway.
And it's true, he was like never a kid person, like he didn't purposely spend time with kids, and I think probably as a kid you were probably a lonely loner. Because you're just kind of a lone wolf person.
Oh, don't make me sound so sad.
It's just true. Well, because I'm the same way. Like, even when I was a kid, I didn't really generally want to hang out with kids.
Also, kids love me.
They do.
Annoying, yeah.
But yeah, so, like, neither of us have ever been kid people. And what actually sparked us to get a vasectomy was we had a pregnancy scare. And we were like, if we're pregnant, that's, like, really horrible to both of us. Like,
I'd feel really bad if I had to push her down the stairs.
We just, like, really didn't want that just for us, you know. Other people, do whatever you want. That was not for us. And so when we had that pregnancy scare, it was like, oh, fuck no. Like, we're never going to be in this situation again. We know for sure this is not something we want. We're in our 30s. Like, done deal. So that's what led to...
Although it would have made a good chew toy for Diesel.
Your mom actually just said she was over cleaning yesterday, and she was talking about how she doesn't care about having grandkids, except she said, except for you and Anthony would have literally made the most beautiful children. That's the only part I'm sad about, is that you guys are so beautiful.
Lips and hair.
That's what I said. Everyone says it would be a child born with just large lips and a lot of hair. So, well, you can't see Anthony's hair right now. There's a lot of it. So yeah, I think the answer is no. There's literally nothing that would have changed our minds, which is, you know, I think that's why we even waited as long as we did to do this, is just to make sure we were solid in our decision. But yeah, we are meant to run.
I was always solid in my decision.
Once
Since
I told you what your
brought it
decision
to my
was.
attention that it was not a mandatory thing in life.
Yeah, I did have a moment of questioning when I got diagnosed with autoimmune disease. So I was like 25, because like it kind of affected my fertility, I guess I'll say. And so that I remember feeling sad about that, and then that made me think, well, why am I sad? Like, I don't want kids anyway, so do I maybe want kids? Like, why else would I be sad? But then I worked really hard to, you know, heal my body, and once I started feeling better, then I totally went back to not wanting kids at all. And so I realized it was more of just like a weird byproduct of just feeling like I wasn't getting to make the choice. So when I know I'm making the choice, my choice is always no. Mm-hmm. So last thing is, okay, this is a really good question, and you're always good at this because you're like a natural mediator. So a lot of girls reach out to me and they're like, I either don't want kids or we already have enough kids and I'm over it, and I want to talk to my dude about getting a vasectomy. How do I present that to him in a way that he can like be receptive?
Oh, you manipulate the shit out of them. You go on vacation, just the two of you, and then you're just like, man, isn't this so great, this vacation, this life that we're living with lack of responsibilities at home, and you just
look at
sell
all
them
this
on
money
that.
we have for alcohol and food.
Yeah, and you're like, all that would go away if there was a bun in the oven.
I feel like you have taken a real life story of what I did to you when I wanted to rescue Daisy.
That's true. That's true.
when we were first married, and I actually hadn't even gotten diagnosed with autoimmune disease yet, but we knew something was terribly wrong, and I was working on figuring it out. And then our senior rescue dog, Daisy, I like to say she found me, as dogs do. I don't like your condescending sigh. And so I told my mom, I was like, oh my God, that dog is like calling to me. Me and Anthony should totally rescue it. I need something to focus on other than myself. And my mom's like, oh, thank God, because I thought we were going to end up with that dog, and we already have 3 of them. And she's like, here's the deal. We're going to manipulate Anthony. We're going to take him out to dinner. We're going to get him drunk. You're going to go home and give him the time of his life. And then your pillow talk is going to be about rescuing this dog. So, totally followed through with the plan. Just feeling real good about myself. Pillow talk. I was like, hey, there's this situation. And I thought he was going to come unglued. He's like, that's the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. It was
a horrible idea.
And I got hardcore scolded. And then he ended the conversation by saying, if she desperately
As
needs...
all guys know, you don't ever win an argument.
About puppies, especially.
She just...
pouted and tantrums.
Yeah, pouted and tantrums. And I was like, okay, then as the guy, you have to fix that situation. So how do you fix it? You cave. But you can't, like, actually cave. So you have to, like, be...
You have to keep some sort of manly integrity.
Well, we can foster her... Inevitably.
Yeah. I asked him, like, so did you really think we were going to foster her? And he was like, no, I knew we'd end up keeping her, but I just needed to, like, win a little bit. Which is fantastic.
Just a scotch a win.
So that's what he's recommending that you do, apparently, for the vasectomy. Just give your man the time of his life and then be like, by the way, did you enjoy that? If you'd like more of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can also take the approach of, like, offering to let him have it done professionally or taking care of it yourself.
If you don't go to the doctor, I will handle it, and you probably just want to go to the doctor.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, pretty simple. I had the procedure done myself.
Anthony just explained it. All you guys have to do is watch this YouTube video, and then you can go basically, like, perform the surgery yourself.
Piece of cake.
Piece of crumb cake.
Yeah. Well, little punch, little hook tool.
Oh, dear God.
Little cut.
Oh, God.
Done deal.
So this is a horrible answer, and didn't help you guys at all.
Enough alcohol? I don't even feel it.
Aw, it's going to be lovely background noise for them to enjoy. The sounds of Anaheim.
Welcome to Anaheim.
But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, for us, what it came down to was that, like, obviously we're both on the same page. We both didn't want kids, and I have a lot of health stuff that prevents me from being able to use hormonal birth control. So I think that was, like, besides just not wanting kids, I think that was a big factor, was like you knew that me handling the birth control would have really big repercussions. Yeah. So it was like not worth it. And a lot of people ask the same thing, like, well, why didn't you get your tubes tied? And on top of being a more invasive procedure than what he had done, again, it can like alter your hormones, and then that can cause me autoimmune flares.
Yeah, so on that note, that causes lady problems with the hormonal function.
Like,
and for guys, it doesn't change anything. Like, I don't.
Yeah, the hormones are exactly the same.
There's like your semen has nothing to do with your testosterone production at all.
Yeah,
so
and you still make all the other stuff. It's just literally you're not doing sperm.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it's like 3% or 0.3% of something is like the actual, like the semen.
Oh, the amount that's like the sperm.
No, I'm sorry, the sperm.
Yeah. So that's all that you're taking out. The rest of the mix is still the same.
Yeah, you still shoot everything. All looks the same. There's just like I said, either 3% or 0.3%. Either way, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, of the fluid
that much
is not
of it
there, that would be the sperm.
Yeah, so it's a very small amount of necessity that is lost.
Yeah, so I think like, especially guys, I think they generally, like obviously every person's different, but they generally do well with like facts or figures. So I think if you can maybe research like the science behind why hormonal birth control is not a great option, and it's truly not. I mean, I'm not saying don't use it, because I'm all for using birth control and not having kids that you don't want to have, but at the same time, it's not healthy to a body, because you're still altering with something unnatural a whole cycle that we're supposed to have. So I feel like taking that approach of kind of educating yourself on maybe how birth control isn't a great option for your own health, and then maybe presenting it to your partner from that angle of like, hey, I don't want to have to live on birth control because here's what it's doing in my body. Like, would you be open to possibly getting a vasectomy so that we don't have an oopsie that we don't want? Yeah. Don't you think that'd probably be like a solid...
Yeah. Also, technically, it is reversible, but it's like $10,000 to reverse the vasectomy.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it is possible.
Yeah, so that was like something else people asked a lot, was like, what if you change your mind kind of a thing? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to change my mind, but yeah, like...
I don't know about the lady bits, if that's a reversible thing or
I
not,
actually don't
but,
know, because I never really like looked that far into it.
They do say that there is a possibility.
Oh yeah, that it can reverse itself, right?
Oh, that's like a
I've heard of
super
that.
small
Yeah.
possibility that it can reverse itself. But like with my doctor, so they tie it and then they also cauterize it. So I think that maybe like studies before maybe they started doing
Oh, and
both.
it was just like
Maybe
only
like they would
tied.
just cauterize it and
Yeah.
then maybe they would find themselves back together.
So this guy was like, I'm like
Because-
double knotting it, I'm triple knotting it.
Yeah, and also
He's like, I don't want to be sued for the child
yeah,
that
once
you
again,
didn't want.
once again, to give like way too much information, you can feel it. You can feel either end where they cut
Oh, you
it, where they
can't.
tie
Like
the
right
knot.
now, you can feel it, or you could just
Yeah.
feel it when they did it.
No, right now, forever.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. You can feel the knots like on top and bottom, on left and right side. You
Oh,
can
that's
feel it.
interesting. All right.
So
There
this-
you have it.
you'll have a scar on either side. You'll have 4 knots in your naughty bits, but
But it's not like painful or anything. It's just like something you're aware of.
no pain. Like I
Yeah.
said, there's scar tissue on the scrotum.
Yeah.
And there's little
You're
knots
so scientific. I'd be like, on the ball sack.
on the sack. There are scars and there's scar tissue, and you can feel where the scars are. So
I'm just glad one of us is classy.
yeah.
It's not me. All right, you guys. So all your burning vasectomy questions answered. You're welcome. Thanks to this guy who's generally quite private for opening up about the most private thing ever. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
All right, you can turn it off. I can't because I have this angel baby.